should have made sure the audio was working. Hello, this is a little live stream I'm doing right now. It's kind of an impromptu, so I didn't expect a bunch of people to hop on. But I might as well do a little brainstorm here, because I started this channel in Discord called Game Jam, because I was interesting enough, I was following this guy Lucas Pope, who did a couple of games I'll show you guys a little bit more about, and was on his site and discovered this pretty cool site called Let 'em Dare, which does game jams. It seems like once every 4 months or so. So next weekend there's one coming up, and I'm interested in submitting. And even if I don't submit, I've got an idea for a game we were bouncing around. I might just build and stream in a weekend and see how far we get. So I've got an idea. I'll show you guys some notes in a little bit for a very simple game that's somewhat of an adaptation of an old text-based game. But yeah, I could show you guys. Some of these games are really cool. Some of them are very simplistic in nature. But we'll come back to that. I'll give you guys some background on me. I don't know, something you guys know, I like to work on Chaos Craft, but my background with hackathons, if you guys are interested, check out TechCrunch Disrupt Grand Prize winner 2012, and you'll be able to hear a little bit about my experience with hackathons. Beyond that, here's some notes I've got here. This one's not very descriptive, it's just some UI drawings, so you can see I should tell you the premise of the game, actually. I should totally. So the nickname for the game right now, and this is subject to change, is Contraband 2K. And the idea, there'll be no violence, but the idea is that I want to do something with like an economy. And the idea is that you're a teenager in the 90s, and you kind of buy, sell, and trade contraband like fireworks and bootleg videos, and you have roughly a day or 8 hours to complete to barter. And so every time you change location, it costs you 15 minutes, and so that kind of ticks away the day. But then every time you change locations, the contraband available changes as well, and the prices change. So all that's fluctuating. So it's kind of like a stock trading game with like a little bit of a, it's a motion, like not emotion, but like movements. And I think there we go. I've got the idea for like a 9x9 grid, where you guys would go from. I kind of base this on where I grew up, just kind of a junky town on the wrong side of the tracks type thing. So you go from like your neighborhood to like, I don't know, the rental store, or call it the Walmart parking lot, which is kind of an homage to Squidbillies. Welcome to Walmart. The park, the high school, middle school, or something like that. So you'd float around and you'd barter, fireworks and whatnot, buy and sell and trade. So at the end of 8 hours, the goal is to have the highest amount of, money. So, this is a table I've kind of designed, so I'm gonna have a couple NPCs in there ideally. But I gotta keep the graphics very simplistic. So this is actually based on a completely text-based game, so I can kind of go back and do that. And here's a list of stuff like fireworks and that super sugary candy your parents don't want. And you can see I've got some outlines for kind of pixel art. I'm definitely sticking with pixel art here. Bootleg videos and CDs, and I might even like link to the like old YouTube videos if you want to like watch a bootleg video you bought a copy of or something that you're planning on bartering. So, and we talked about doing multiplayer. And so the interesting thing about multiplayer is that it's kind of got to be synced up. So we have to have like a lobby and waiting for multiplayer. And I think that'd be the most fun way to do it, is to play with friends where you're trying to beat their score. But and you can actually probably even barter with them and interact in real time. But yeah, so here is another one. Oh, this is just some routes similar. These are just notes I've taken. And here's where I got really excited, because I wanted to. I'm going to jump forward just a little bit here. Oh, So Lucas Pope has done some games like Papers, Please, which is a cool one. And to my knowledge, he does this mainly himself, so it's not like he's a big studio or anything. But as you could see, he designs his games in a very simplistic way, art-wise. You're not looking at crazy complex art, um, like this style of thing. And so it's like intentionally designed that way, which is kind of making up for the fact that he's not a big AAA studio. He's just a one-man guy. And if you look at his Return to the Obra Dinn, and again, I'm not sure he's actually a one-man show, but it's definitely a small shop, for sure. And what he did here is he actually made the graphics. He made a three-dimensional game using only 8-bit like eight, not even. It's just basically 8 bits of gray, white to black type scale there. And in which case he didn't have to do any coloring and minimal shading out of the box type stuff, but it made it so he could create a rather elaborate game because he didn't have to focus on the game, that aspect of the game art. By embracing those limitations, you can really do some cool stuff. So I found this, which, if you guys are familiar with Bootstrap, like Bootstrap JS, or responsive design, this is actually a responsive Bootstrap CSS sheet that looks like DOS, which is amazing, which is blowing my mind, and I'm loving it. It's like, all these components that you'd see. Look at that. It's, oh my god, it's so hideous. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I can do a modal, so if I want to like launch a modal, like, it totally looks DOS. It's brilliant. So, I guess I should preface it like, oh, it's a hackathon. Like, you shouldn't have anything built ahead of time. I'm not going to build anything specific to the game ahead of time or anything like that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do some research and some homework, and saying you can't have anything done ahead of time, like I shouldn't have any of the game logic done ahead of time, none of that stuff. But I'm going to come with an assembled machine with all my stuff, installed on it. Like, I'm not going to like build my computer at the hackathon. It's like, it's kind of a weird line to you've got to kind of watch there. Like, I have tools I like to use. So what I am going to do though ahead of time probably is set up a build pipeline, which all that is, it has none of the game logic in it, none of that stuff ahead of time, but it will let me push out code as I build it in real time, so you guys can hop on the server faster. So I won't set up too much, but I just want the pipeline to get what I've got that I write on my computer out to the internet faster, because I know those of you guys that are following me and engaging live stream and the Discord and stuff, you guys are going to probably want to play along a little bit, so you guys can play on the tool faster. That's it. But none of the I'm not going to have any of the game art that I'm planning on injecting in there done, though I have started researching some game art as well, like just some I thought about doing a cityscape like this, utilizing some other stuff. I do have other alternatives. I may not go this fancy. I'm honestly thinking I might even go more Oregon Trail style, like really simplistic. And I did find a game engine, let's see, that I thought would be easily adaptable, like, yeah, I guess I'm shooting stuff. Yeah, so, and I don't actually plan to have any combat as of the moment in this. I don't want combat. I'm not trying to do that. Ah! How many skulls was that? Alright, enough of this. I don't plan on having combat at the moment. I had thought about having like a principal or a security guard chase you down, which would then end your turn. But short of that, you would, or not end your turn, I guess, but probably end the game. I don't know. We're working on that. But I don't plan on having you like buy weapons, because again, you're a kid. So I'm kind of trying to make this a broader base appeal. If you want to play GTA, go play GTA. This is not GTA. Yeah, so that's the majority of what I got going on here. I'm not actually sure if anybody is chatting. Oh, someone is there. Hello. Vash. I'm going to go Vash. I'm not sure how you'd say the first name, but Welcome to the stream. We're talking about a game jam idea I've got. There's actually 3 people watching this. Cool. Um, yeah, so just for those of you guys catching in, you're going to have to catch up on the rest, but this is kind of a brainstorm. I probably should have posted this in the, can I do that? Go to my channel. I'm going to post this in Discord in case anybody else is kind of hanging out watching. So usually I've got my massive multi-screen setup going on, but today I'm actually at the office again, so I don't have any of that. So I'll have to flip back and forth here to chat, or I guess I could pull it up on my iPad if I felt like it, but we don't need to. But yeah, that was my ideas, the majority of my ideas and what I want to do here. So, does anybody have any suggestions or thoughts? Because otherwise I might just start building up that pipeline right now, setting up the pipeline in my AWS account that I've got here set up. And I have to actually remember how to do this, because I guess we can use React.js is probably going to be, I was using Angular for the longest time, but React seems to be taking over, so I'm going to probably set up a little repo and put my notes in the GitHub repo. And this is how you prep, this is how I prep for a hackathon. And I know, again, you could say you got to come into a hackathon with nothing. Well, I guarantee, like, I'm not going to go in there with any of the business logic or all that stuff put together, but when you're in a hackathon, you got to move pretty quick. So I like to have some amount of preparation. I guess we can create a new repo right now. Don't know what I want to. I guess I'll just call it contraband game. And it's gonna need a front. I guess I could try and do it as a single repo. That'd be crazy to build. I'm just gonna call it contraband. I think I'm gonna do it as two repos. No, I don't think I can do it as, maybe I can do it as one repo. I don't know. We're going to call it contraband game. If I have to change the name of it, that's fine. It's public, so all you guys can see it. And create repository. Cool. So there it is, if anybody wants to go do it. Schematical/contraband game. And then I'm going to pull it down. Oh, I got a bunch of client stuff here that I didn't want. Hold on, let's see if I can do this. Don't really have another one of these open. There we go, now I've got it pulled down. I'm going to create a README where I'm going to put all these notes in there. Oh, evidently it has a README. Not too fancy. Get rid of that view because I hate that it defaults to that. And I'm just going to put my notes in there about this, mainly this. Sorry that I'm hopping around so much here. And this. No, not that one. Nope, the one that I closed. Don't want that one. I think I want just, we don't need the JavaScript game engine right now. Hey, Mechanist. Hello. Daniel. Thinking of a dimension hopping game. Alright, cool. Or something with 2 sides of a plane that you can switch between to solve puzzles, Mechanist says. That sounds cool too. What are you thinking about doing in Unity? 3D type stuff or what? while you're doing that, I'm going to, while you're typing, I'm going to try and figure out how to do one of these things in production. So, let's see. Let's go back. I actually did a React app fairly recently, so I should have some idea. Alright. Create a new React app. Yep, that's what I'm trying to do. Give me to the darn commands here to run it. Oh my god. Installation. There we go. Nope. I was wrong. Come on, I did this like 2 days ago. Should be easy to find. Oh my god, this is boring. Come on. Okay, I know all this stuff. I just need the darn commands to start this thing. So this is the front end. Let's see. I don't. Oh my god. Oh. Just. It's not going to do this, is it? It's like a simple npm command that I need to run. That it's not. That's all I need. Like, it's super simple. That's why I hate doing this stuff live. It stresses me out, especially starting something like this. But this is why we do our homework. There we go. This is the command that I needed. So we're going to call this contraband game. I guess front end. And let's check on the chat. You have no experience with Unity, LOL. Alright, you gotta go. Alright. There's actually 4 people watching me screw around right now trying to install a React app. And again, I'm getting set up, but I'm not adding any business logic. I just want to be able to run really fast once we start this thing. So, and I will be honest about that when if I do submit this to competition. It seems like there's 2 different categories. So I will probably go for the one that's got less strictness on it, because like I said, I'm not going to build my own PC from the scratch, and I will come with some tools under my belt. I guess I should probably put the notes in this other one here, but I like that Modern City pack. Where did there we go. So we're definitely using that theme though. I won't even install the theme right now. I'm just getting the build pipeline set up, which I will probably have to try and find some of my older stuff. Let's see, open. We're going to find, there's this project I had, Castex. We're going to pull stuff from there to get the build pipeline set up. Hopefully there's nothing. So Castex was a podcast search engine that I had written that it was just too dang expensive to run long term, and it was unable to monetize very quickly. So we're going to, it's all Angular though. Yeah. Well, hopefully I can make this thing work. Let's see. So now I got to figure out how to build this thing. Actually, if I run it npm start, I'll show you guys that this is actually running. Hopefully I'm not running Hey, how's it going, man?
It's alright.
Doing good. I was actually live streaming a setup for.
Have you guys have met before, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is this where we're coming?
Yeah. We can do a little work in here.
All right, I guess this is over.
The classroom's over
Are
here
you
if
live
want.
streaming?
I was, but I'm done with it now. I guess.
Okay.
Take care, everybody.